Hey, Time Slicers, welcome to Slice Squad Spills. I'm your host, Nikki Wildflower. I went from a basement apartment to a multiple seven-figure empire. Now I'm here to share how you can do it too. Hello, everybody. This is Nikki Wildflower, and I'm here with my co-host, Jackie, and this is the Slice Squad Spills podcast.
Hi. Welcome.
Yeah, you have to say something after I say that.
Okay, great.
You
Thank
always
you so
do.
much for
You can't
listening.
just leave me hanging.
You did a different order today. You threw me for a loop.
I did? What do I usually say?
I don't know. I think normally you end with, "This is my co-host, Jackie."
Oh, I usually say, "Welcome to Slice Squad Spills. This is Nikki Wildflower." Yeah.
We're a little off today, guys.
I'm a little bit off today for sure.
So am I. Nikki didn't sleep. My cat had to go to the emergency vet this morning. It's just we're both.
I also didn't take my Adderall, so we're just
great.
We're rolling with this like full ADHD style. But we have a cool, somewhat different episode today. So it's really all about how to really it's not necessarily just a mindset episode. It's about like when you're going, and like you end up getting so over, like your nervous system is not in check and it completely impacts everything. I want to have a moment of transparency with all of you and also like talk about things that work to actually fix that I've actually been doing myself. So like, this is for those of you who have really built businesses, you're hitting the goals, you're checking the boxes, but somewhere along the way, like you feel yourself go missing, right? Especially for those of you that, you know, you're making money, but like, you're not necessarily making meaning anymore. Like you're booked, but you're feeling sort of burnt out. You're somewhat present on social media, but like not in your body. And you can't quite put a finger on it. It just feels kind of empty.
You're almost like just going about your day. Oh, you know how like you know the feeling when you are driving somewhere and you like get to the place where you needed to go and you're like, wait,
how did I even make it here?
Drove that whole way. I was not fully present or like present at all. Like you're almost on autopilot. That's kind of who we want to speak to today.
Yeah. And like, you know, like that this isn't what you meant when you started, right? Like, so I'm going to tell you kind of what happened to me. So when I started this business, my intention was so clear. Like I wanted to help people. Well, our mission, like I want to help people go beyond what they thought was possible, right? So I wanted people to feel powerful and seen, and I wanted to lead with love, and I wanted to teach what worked, and I wanted to see other people transform their business. And that's still true. But somewhere along the way, you know, grief, business things, stuff like
chaos,
my nervous system got like super disoriented and I went into survival mode, and that's what took the wheel. So like it looked like hustle, right? Like I'm hustling, I'm working 80 hours a week. It looked like scale.
She's slaying, she's scaling her business. And what did it feel like though?
Like absolute dog shit. Like I was so off center, like optimizing everything, outpacing my own nervous system. I had everything on paper that I thought that I wanted, and it felt empty, literally empty.
Were you able to be present during that time, like in your personal life outside of work?
No, a full zombie.
Obviously, I kind of like knew that answer, but I think it's important. I think it's really great that you're sharing vulnerably. And I will say, like, obviously, we have to have strong boundaries with each other, Nikki and I, because we work together and we take them very seriously, right? Like, we are both executives of this company. She's the CEO, I'm the president. And sometimes we have to like remove our feelings straight up and like be in work. And then we have separate family time, of course, like we're sisters, we're family. So we've gone on like vacations and spent time together. And like, you could just tell, like I could tell as your sister, like for a while, something, you just weren't fully engaged and present. Like just weren't present in the moment, like couldn't be
at all. And I was operating from a place of, I started operating from a place of fear of slipping, fear of slowing down, fear of failure, fear of like losing relevance, fear of like just fear, scarcity, fear, like, And then what ended up happening was like I started riding an elevator that I was never meant to get on with marketing bros, like ego led. What?
I'm just laughing because I know what you mean.
Ego led experts like this, like no matter the cost, you put in the work. And that cost was me.
Mental health and like, your actual humanness.
And let me be clear, the people who say shit like that do not have children. Or if they do, they're not good. They're not good parents. Anyway, all of a sudden, I had like this, like, and I'm not going to say like I'm perfect now, but I had sort of like a snap where I'm like, it was almost like I woke up. I was like, what the hell have I been doing? Where have I been for the past year? Not here.
Yeah.
Not happy. Not present. And it's not because I had like a magical moment on a mountaintop, although breath work definitely helped. I'm not going to lie. But it's because my body started to break down. Like my joy started to evaporate. And like every move I made from fear just like attracted more fear and chaos and like fearful people. And what I ended up learning in this, and I'm still learning, is like intention is everything. And when your nervous system isn't regulated, your intention gets hijacked.
Mm-hmm.
So like you can't run a heart-centered business on survival mode energy. You might still get results. Like, let's be honest, there are billionaires who are absolutely fucking miserable.
Yeah.
They
are not fucking leading from the heart, I promise.
No. So it's not like, I'm not going to sit here and say like being heart-led and being centered and having a regulated nervous system is
the only way to success.
Is required for financial success.
No, it's not.
Because you can have financial success without those things. You might still get results, but it won't feel right. Just won't feel right. Like you will be like, okay, I have everything and I don't care. I
couldn't be less happy. Or like I don't feel anything about it.
Yeah, I don't feel anything about it. And it's like not to be, it's not like coming from a place of not being grateful. It's coming from a place of like, I'm operating in survival mode. Like I'm so scared that it's going to go away or that something's going to go wrong that I'm not even allowing myself to live outside of this.
You can't even like you can't, it's like when you're operating in that space, gratitude is like the hardest thing to grasp. It's like you're not actually present. Gratitude and love are the most present feelings and emotions and expressions that you can be in the moment, right? But when you are like not there, you are in a cloud. And I've been there so many times too, like just a cloud of there's nobody fucking home behind my eyes. There's no one home. And like, I know, Joe comes in the room and I know he's talking to me and he's trying to engage with me. And I am like literally somewhere else. I have no idea. There's no way in a moment like that you can tap into like, let me just tap into my fucking gratitude practice really quick. Like you're not there. Like there's nobody home to bring you back down to earth. Obviously, when you reflect on everything, gratitude can be there. But in the moment, you're not able to recognize anything. Besides like, because I'm in the clouds or I'm scared and that's it,
Yeah, exactly. It's really like the most wild thing to have somebody talking to you and just like nothing going on.
I always feel so horrible. When after Dad passed away, I was like just constantly in that state where like I was sitting on the couch watching a show, scrolling my phone, talking to someone on the phone. Joe's like, I can't tell you what happened during that whole time. I can't tell you what anyone said to me. I can't tell you what TV show I watched. And like, I was retaining literally fucking nothing because I just was dissociated, like fully dissociated, like not in my body at all. And that felt more comfortable than whatever the fuck I had going on actually in my body. And that's probably what was happening for you. Like, because every time you came back down to earth, you're like scared, fear. Oh my God. So you're like, all right, let me just float out of here.
in your head, it's like dance with me in my backyard, girl.
But for everyone else around you, they're like, is Nikki okay? Like, is she
like,
home?
No, not really.
It's so not funny, but we gotta giggle,
Yeah, I had to obviously shift something, and it's not perfect because anxiety is something that's like that's present for me. And what I learned is that about myself over the years, because as somebody who has OCD, who, it's been treated and it is treated, and like a major anxiety disorder and depression and all that fun, cute stuff, things that I've struggled with in the past, it's like if there's a stressful event that happens, that's what typically triggers it. Specifically, like it started after this has been going on for a while. So like it started after dad died, and like some other things happened all at once. And then more and more kept like piling on it. And then, so like slowly I started to lose myself. Like I went through all of last summer with like like very little joy. Like there are moments, it's not to say that it's all not, but there are moments where there's joy, but they're probably outweighed by those other moments. When you're not really in it, you're not really present. And what I learned is one of the most stressful things for the human body, which is completely move across the country. My therapist is like, that's like top 2 most stressful things like a person can do, right?
So like there are like these benchmarkers that create safety for us. It's like home, family, financial stability. There's like 4 or 5 of them, but those are like your home is like one of the most important things that you can have when you are in a place of high stress and you are like, time to fucking switch it all up.
Yeah. But like thinking, whatever, I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then my fucking dog dies. Like, come on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyway, so I had this realization and I'm like, I'm not doing this anymore. I've never been meant to be on this elevator. Never. I stopped trying to keep up with like the bro marketing. And I wanted to really start to create a space, and I'm still doing this, where I can breathe inside of, and where I'm showing up present and with love and for the right reasons, and not out of fear and not out of survival. Okay. And like being fully present, being where my feet are. But it's like, yeah, it's not that simple, right? So like,
how do we go from one extreme to feeling present and grounded every single day? Today, we can talk about tools that, because for some of you, Nikki's story might really, really land or resonate. For others, it might look a little bit different. Like, listen, mindset, mental health, it is definitely person to person. And so your story is yours. And we just want to share with you some like tools and resources that you can use as a business owner who is innately, whether, again, Nikki's story lands spot on for you, or it's not quite that, but you definitely relate to parts of it. Resources that you can tap into during your high stress moments, or when you recognize that you're not being present in your business or with your clients, or maybe outside of your business with your family or the people that you love or yourself. We want to give you some tools that you can tap into, because we're all, first of all, being a business owner is stressful. Second of all, life is really heavy right now, like the world. And that happens a lot, right? It's not like a brand new thing, but there's just so much information that we're digesting every day. And there's fear like being projected at us from every angle. You turn the TV on, you scroll your phone, like there's fear mongering, and there's information. And it's like, no matter where we turn, humans weren't made to be processing this much information on a daily basis. So I think a lot of us are like living in this high stress environment, right? And we all need some tools to like ground in and like fucking disconnect from all of the noise for a little bit so that we can be present in our lives. Because what's it all for if not?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So yeah, obviously like my story is my story and everyone's going to have a different one, but I don't think there's a single one of us that has never been in that state of like fear, panic, scarcity.
For sure.
I mean, there might be some, but I would say that more often than not.
Especially business owners, it's normal. It's like really common. We hear it from our clients all the time too. Like I feel like I fell off, I'm beating myself up, or like where to go next? I want to keep going. And it's like, we got to slow down sometimes.
You won't be happier when you get there. You're going to get this like fleeting moment of dopamine, and you need to be able to be fulfilled and joyful outside of that in order to enjoy it when it's there, and like enjoy the journey of getting there. There's no there, you guys. Like you're just going to keep moving your goalpost, and like what, when you get there, like when you're in your 90s, you won? No, that's not really how life works. It's just a journey. And if you're not enjoying the process, the fuck's the point?
Have you ever seen one of those posts that's like things people didn't ever say on their deathbed? Like, oh, I'm so grateful. I hustled so hard, spent 0 time with my family and made all of that money that I'm now just going to die with in a fucking bank account. so grateful that I did that. No, you have to live your life. You also, two things can be true at the same time. Joy and success are not mutually exclusive. There is no fucking reason for the success without the joy, without the presence, without the like being able to check out for a minute and be present in your world, in your life.
Yeah. And there are like some really big names in the business space out there that are just like, I'm miserable and this is what I chose. And I'm going to keep, and that actually got in my head like, oh, I'm miserable too. Like, this is the life I chose.
This is just my life now. Yeah.
And I'm like,
you've probably quoted that in this podcast. Like multiple times.
Then my therapist is like, because I was like, but do I have to be fucking miserable? Because like, kind of what's the point?
You're like, wait.
And she's like, no, Nikki, you don't. She's like, because you've always been on your own elevator and you don't think that like in order to have success and to grow something meaningful that you need to be on theirs. And she said, because I think I have this sneaking suspicion that one day it's going to be like, hey, how is she on that elevator and still successful? So things that I've been doing to help like regulate, number one, like having a schedule and sticking to it, despite how I feel necessarily, because I don't wake up every day feeling like rainbows and butterflies. So just like time blocking always, that's always something that I've done, but also intentionally putting things in there like my meditation in the morning and time to go for a walk and stuff like that. So like I'll do some breathing exercises in the morning, some box breathing. So I've actually been doing like 5 rounds of like first thing in the morning, like breathe in through the nose, hold for 4, out for 8 with a sigh, to like regulate my nervous system. And then I'll say like an affirmation with it. I will meditate. There are some great ones on YouTube that I just do. Some days I do breath work, music, movement, like checking your phone first thing in the morning. Not good.
It's it sets you up for not the best nervous system day. Most of us anyway. Hey, if you found success with checking your phone first thing in the morning and it doesn't affect your nervous system, great. But for the most part, again, what happens when you open your phone? Information overload. Information fucking overload. Now that's how you're waking up your nervous system? Sick.
I did it this morning. I fell off. Like my alarm went off and I went directly on my phone and I told myself I'm creating content.
Yeah.
So like, it's okay. Bitch, no, you weren't creating content. You were, but like you went immediately to Slack. You went immediately, like you did all the things that you weren't supposed to effing do. And now, and I started my day disoriented because like in the prior days of the week, and I think it's really honest. I think it's really good to be honest about this stuff because I don't want any of you just because like I have monetary success to be like, put me on a pedestal.
I want to be like Nikki, exactly like Nikki.
Because like you fucking don't, trust me. No, I mean, listen, like for the past year, no, you don't. Maybe before that. But I just don't want you to think I'm perfect. So I always like, not that any of you ever would think that, but I don't ever want you to like put me there. Just know that like I'm human and I have the same struggles as all of you. And like I'm working through them and I'm always going to be open about them with you guys because I think it's important.
Vulnerability is like strength, you know, it creates connection and like allows people the container to feel safe and seen and understood. And that's really important. So I think this is a great episode.
And the more that you do this stuff, it's like crazy. The more like magnetizing you actually are. So like, because people don't just like buy your service, like they also buy your energy. And like when your energy and your state are in a good place, like more people are going to be drawn to you.
You're more magnetic.
Because, your nervous system actually like sets the tone for your output. So like I'll like move and dance a little bit, do a little bit of movement, breath work, visualization, and then do my day. And I used to do that when I was in a better place. And then one of the bros that I idolized said, like, you don't need a fucking morning routine to be successful. Just get to work. And I'm like,
so you just got to work.
And then, you know, like we're all impressionable. Like obviously somebody who's more financially successful than me said that on the internet.
I take you seriously.
Like, and I was like, oh, I don't need a fucking morning routine. I'm get to work. I don't need to fucking meditate.
You were like,
fucking Matthew McConaughey. I work. Yeah. And now I'm just like, no, fuck that. Like, I would rather be slightly less, like successful and do the meditation in the morning and not be a miserable fuck the rest of the day.
Right.
So,
right. Think about what the goal actually is, because I bet if every one of you listening to this were to reflect internally on like what success looked like for you, it wouldn't take away your actual quality of life. It wouldn't fully remove your joy and your quality of life. And so whatever your goal is monetarily, that joy and quality of life, they need to come along with you through that journey. I think time blocking, meditating, like to practice self-care is essential. Also, another tool, time actually where your phone is somewhere different than where you are, or your phone, your laptop, whatever it may be. Like I time block to leave my phone on Do Not Disturb upstairs, and I go downstairs. I'll take a 15-minute sunshine. A 15-minute walk is the best I got these days. I'm a little too preggy. I'll take a 15-minute sunshine walk with my phone at home, and I'll go with my husband because, like, you never know. Something could happen. I'm like, just take yours. Mine's going to stay at home because I don't even want to be tempted to look at it. I just don't want to, because if I get a work message or like something, I will look at my phone. So I have him take his just in case something happens to us on the walk, which nothing ever does, you know, like I'm just present on the walk. I maybe will hang out in the backyard after the walk for a little bit, drink some water. My phone's still upstairs. And guess what? Nothing crazy happened while I was gone and I feel better. Yep.
but you have to actually like prove it's like, since I have OCD, it's like exposure response prevention. Like you have to actually prove to yourself that like you could leave your phone for an hour and like,
nothing's going to actually go on fire and no one's going to die. I mean, people die sometimes, but like
sometimes
really,
they do. But yeah, but the business didn't fall to the ground because you walked away and left. I'm so addicted to my effing phone that I want to kick it into the abyss sometimes. Like, so yes, leave it. But it's like, what does regulated success look like to me? Like more resonance, like quality clients over quantity. Money that feels clean, not frantic, showing up with love and intention every day and presence, and like having joy and fulfillment in the process. Because the wrong definition of success is going to have you like chasing numbers that don't nourish you. Like you won't feel good when you hit them. You might for like 5 minutes because you're going to get the dopamine. Like just like when you're at a freaking slot machine in Vegas and you get like that cool, the songs start going off and you're like buzzing. And then how long is that feeling going to last? Something that I've been asking myself before, even like I teach a class or I do a master class. Am I doing this to prove something or pour something?
I like that.
Am I showing off or am I showing up? When your intention is clean, and you should see like literally since I started making this shift, like my content is popping off because when your content is clean, your content converts without force because people feel truth.
They feel your authentic self, and integrity is something, and congruency. I love that word ever since Patty taught it to me. I guess I knew the word, but I never really used it before. Really?
Well, like I've heard it, but like not,
but it's
not
like
to
whatever.
Not to use in a sentence. No,
it's like whatever word that is. So integrity, congruency, that is what creates the magnetism. People can tell when you are who you say you are, when you do what you say you're going to do. Like people can energetically feel that, and they're attracted to people. Like we as humans are attracted to other humans who are living in integrity because we can tell. I could read the bullshit from a fucking mile away on someone's post. I'm like, first of all, ChatGPT wrote that fully. You didn't even put your own spice on it. Like you fully just asked ChatGPT to write that for you. And it doesn't resonate. It doesn't
resonate at all. Yeah.
It has to, even if you use ChatGPT, right. Even if you use ChatGPT as a tool, like I still do, but every email that I write, every email copy, every post, every caption that I make, like I make damn sure that shit's in my voice and it's actually something that's meaningful for me. Otherwise, I know anyone who's reading it's going to be like bored, yawn, don't care. You used a robot to write this, and I actually want to put out information that's valid, valuable, helpful, and like authentically comes from my brain, So
I actually write the stuff and like do the things and plan the stuff first. And then I'll put it in and say like,
make
you just make better, make more better for me? Because
I do it all the time.
Because sometimes brain potato, that's all. And that works a lot better because then it's still like, it's my idea and it's my voice, but it's just like refined a little bit.
Cleaned up from the ADHD fucking mess that that's my go-to thing. Keep the integrity of my voice here and everything. Just make it sound a little cleaner because it sounds a little stupid, honestly.
Yeah. Sometimes I type like so quickly that I'm like, what does that even say? I'm like, or that's not like, I'm reading it back and I'm like, no, that's not what I'm trying to say at all.
ChatGPT is like, error, can't understand.
I'm like, well, me neither. So what are we going to do now?
Wait, hold on. Yesterday I saw a TikTok and it was like a robot walking in nature. And it was like ChatGPT taking a nature walk and resting after spending the whole day with me. Like
literally
to decompress.
I must be so exhausting the way I trauma dump on that thing.
Oh yeah, same.
So a couple of the things, like, also, like, I make stillness kind of non-negotiable. So I added white space to my calendar, but not where it's like, I'll get more done later. It's really just to like reconnect with myself now, because if you're in business, you're going to have a never ending to-do list and you're never going to complete it. Like, that's the reality. So like, even 10 minutes of no output, no input, no output, just space every single day, because it gives you back your discernment. Like, without it, you're just reacting. And like, you can't build a solid business when you're reactive. You build a solid business when you create. I started talking to my audience like they were on the same path. So like, I stopped pretending that I had it all together. And I started sharing like real moments, mistakes, healing, and like the real ones show up when you do that. And like, people are craving honesty. They don't want a fucking guru. They want someone who's in it with them.
Mm-hmm. We all need community. I actually despise guru syndrome. The people that like, it happens a lot that people get a little bit of fame or exposure or like lots and lots of words of affirmation from an audience, whatever it may be, and they turn into a different person. And then like all of what connected the people to them in the first place, it just goes away. And I think it happens more often than not, like I said. But some of my favorite humans on earth that I kind of look up to, they are vulnerable and they are still like real, raw and authentic. And they do still share from a place of authenticity and vulnerability and share like, hey, like I'm not a perfect person at all. And I appreciate that because we're all crying on the bathroom floor some days. We all are. I'm sorry. I don't care how much these people, like these bros that are talking about, I am choosing to be miserable and that's the price that you have to pay. Like, I'm sorry, you're depressed. I guarantee that you are not feeling so fucking happy.
I guarantee that you are literally clinically depressed and should be seeing a psychiatrist. But no.
And I don't resonate with hustle culture anymore. I was like with you on the elevator for a bit. And I started to go literally insane. I was like going insane. I could not continue to live my life like that. And I just didn't like the way I felt. I didn't like the way I was showing up with the people that I loved and cared about. And yeah, same thing. I felt like I lost myself. And I'm like, who even am I anymore? What even do I like? I've found success.
Hobbies.
No, like I found, sure, I've always thought money is something that would bring joy. I think we all think that. And listen, financial freedom is huge, right? But at the times where I've been making some of the most miserable times in my life, I was making the most money I've ever made in my life. It didn't do fucking anything. I didn't do anything with the money. I just stress worked all day. That's it. It's like, all right, cool. Glad you did that.
There's a lot of research that shows that once you yes, it is important to have financial security, but once you make over a certain threshold, like it used to be 75K, I'm sure it's closer to 200 now.
200
but
plus.
Yeah. There is no amount of like monetary success over that's going to make you feel any happier or more fulfilled. So anyway, like, you look at celebrities sometimes and you're just like, they're not happy. Shit. So if this hits you in the gut, like, you didn't mess up. You're not broken. Like, you just got pulled off track. Like so many of us do. But the center is always waiting for you. And the reason that I'm saying center is because the other day I was doing a blowout, and I love blowouts. Like, they're like meditation for me. And all of a sudden, I swear, like, I do a round brush blowout. I'm like, I love it. I just love it. I get so lost in like it being perfect that I could just live there. It just popped into my head. Centered CEO.
Oh. She's going to make a new program. No, I'm just kidding. Don't you dare.
Probably.
Please.
No. But I was like, centered CEO. Okay. Yeah, that's what I want to be. And like, you can always come back to your center. It's always waiting for you. And like, here's what I want you to know. You can be powerful and peaceful, and you can be abundant and aligned, and you can grow your business without losing your body in the process. And it starts with one question, like, what am I building really? And am I building it from the part of me that's panicked or the part of me that's present? And breathe into that. And like, you're safe, you're centered, you're building from alignment. And that's why it works.
And the more aligned you get, the more in integrity, the more aligned action you can take that actually comes from that space of intention and love, the more success you'll end up finding. And the right kind. Again, the kind where your joy doesn't go away.
Yeah, exactly. So, thank you for joining us today in an episode where it's like, yeah, we do teach you all the things to be monetarily successful, but what the fuck does that even mean if you're not fulfilled? So I hope that this moved you in some kind of a way. And if it did, share it, like it, subscribe. That would be really cool. It's how we continue to grow.
Let us know that you're listening.
It's how we continue to make this commercial free. Not really. I don't know why I say that. Like,
I don't know. It's not like anything. There's nothing like we just do this.
There's literally nothing.
We're not sponsored. Like, we just do this.
It's just a thing that we do. So
yeah, we just like to do it. That's it.
And yeah. So that's what we do. We do it.
But still comment, because also here's what probably happens is when you share that you're listening and you leave us reviews, like, we get boosted up to the right people's algorithms on their Spotify, on their Apple podcasts. And we want to reach more people and help more people. Realistically, we want to offer as much value to as many people who resonate as we possibly can.
100%. That's what we want to do. So we'll see you next. I was just wondering, like, when you're on maternity leave, I'm going to be by myself, huh?
I know. Well, to be determined if Nikki's going to take a break from the podcast or if she's going to you're going to keep doing it without me. What's an episode without Jackie?
You think I'm going to fall off like that? Absolutely not. Just because you decided to have a child?
I'm going to have FOMO if you do the podcast without me.
Too bad.
You're going to miss me so much.
But you could take a little hour.
Yeah, maybe after like a couple weeks. Like maybe the first couple weeks I won't, but I'll probably be down to film a couple epis, I think.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes.
Also, I wanted to update everyone because, like, I didn't say trigger warning in the beginning. Like, my cat went to the emergency vet this morning. She's going to be okay. She has an inner ear infection. Just in case you were like really hanging on those words. Maybe you weren't. But
I've been a wreck all morning. Like, I was in a meeting this morning, like with a bunch of people, and I'm like, I wasn't even paying attention. And then they're like, Nikki, and I'm like,
sorry, Jackie's cat is.
I'm like, Jackie's cat is at the emergency vet, and I'm just a little worried. That's all.
She's gonna be great. She's gonna be fine. She's on her meds. She just couldn't walk this morning, but she is doing better already.
Yeah, like you texted me like, oh, the cat can't walk. I'm going to the emergency vet, and I'm just like,
panic. Cat had a stroke.
Yeah. Seizure, stroke, really not good. So bad. Anyway, let's end this on a light note. Not that. So. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you for listening to Slice Squad Spills. If you're enjoying the show, please subscribe, leave a rating and review on your favorite podcast platform. Your feedback is going to help us improve and attracts more listeners to the show. Please share with your fellow time slicers. And hey, if you're ready to optimize your time and double your income, we've got you covered.